one will take up this pure devotional service. So in this way, about the 5 gross elements, about the 3 subtle elements, in this way Krishna has given about the 8 elements in the 4th verse. Then Krishna says, beyond this matter, there is Prakriti. Beyond this Prakriti, there is Jiva Prakriti, Jiva Brahman. Something is known as Jada Brahman, something is known as Jiva Brahman. Jada Brahman means matter, Jiva Brahman means living entities. But both come in the category of Prakriti only. Prakriti is, which is enjoyed by Krishna, that is known as Prakriti. What is the meaning of Prakriti? Prakriti is that thing which is enjoyed by Krishna. Krishna is Purushaha, Jiva is Prakriti, even the matter is also Prakriti. Apareyam tastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Apareyam itastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Apareyam, apare means apara. Apareyam itastvanyam, apara shakti, and something known as Parashakti. So Aparashakti is Jada Brahman, inferior, which has no consciousness. Beyond this, there is superior energy of mind, that is Para Prakriti. That Para Prakriti is Jiva Brahman or Jiva Bhutam, Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. Now this living entity, what is he doing? He is exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. So that is why Vedavyasa says, Paropi Manute Anartham, Parashakti, but still identifies itself with the matter. And in this way, forgets itself that he is actually the Parashakti. He is a Parashakti, but forgets. Identifies itself with the matter. Paropi manute anartham. And because of that, anartha. Anartha means not giving meaning to the life. Getting involved in what? Just in the matter. Identifying oneself with this body. Who are you? Oh, I am so and so. I am an Indian. I am so and so. This by identifying with the matter. Forgetting one's divinity. Srila Prabhupada says every day one should say, I am divine, I am divine. Yes. We forget our divinity. That I am actually a servant of Krishna. But I get involved in my body, with the body and body-related people to such an extent that we have identified ourselves with this body. That's why this verse is very important verse. Apareyam mitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharite jagat. In this way, we are just exploiting the inferior nature. Not only exploiting, taking various types of bodies, not only exploiting, but identifying also. That is more worst. Now, para can exploit, but if it identifies, then what happens? So, man buddhi ahankara. That is again inferior. That is inferior prakriti, man buddhi ahankara. But we identify ourselves with our mind, with our intelligence, with our wrong identification. Ahankara means wrong identification. Okay. Palash, read.
Mataji, verse, please help me.
Start. Apareyam itastvanyam. Read. Apareyam itastvanyam.
Aparyeyam itastanyam
Prakritim.
Prakrutyam vidhi
Prakritim vidhi. Prakritim vidhi me param.
Prakrutim vidhi me pranam.
Param.
Param.
Jiva bhutam mahabaho.
Jiva bhutam mahabhaho
Yayedam dharite
Yayedham
jagat.
Yayedham dharite jagat.
Yes.
Beside these, O mighty, armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind, which comprises the living entity, who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Purport. Here it is clearly mentioned that the living entity belongs to the superior nature or energy of the Supreme Lord. The inferior energy is a matter manifested in different elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Both forms of the material nature, namely gross, earth, etc., and subtle mind, etc., are the products of the inferior energy. The living entities who are exploiting these inferior energies for different purposes are the superior energies of the Supreme Lord. And it is due to this energy that the entire material world functions. The cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by the superior energy, the living entity. The energies are always controlled by energetic, and therefore the living entities are always controlled by the Lord. They have no independent existence. They are never equally powerful as unintelligent men think. The distinction between the living entity and the Lord is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.87.30 as follows.
Parimata dhruvastano bhruto yadi sarvagatastarhi na shashyati iti niyamo dhruva nitarata ajani cha yanmayam tad avimuchyah niyantrah bhavet samam manujanatam yad amatam mata dushtataya. Read the meaning.
O Supreme Eternal, if the embodied living entities were eternal and all pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. But if the living entities are accepted as minute energies of your lordship, then they are at once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by the living entities to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position, only can they be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monastic theory that Lord and the living entities are equal in all respects are actually guided by a faulty and polluted opinion. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the only controller, and all the living entities are controlled by him. These living entities are his superior energy because the quality of their existence is one and the same with the Supreme, but they are never equal.
Your voice is not heard. Your voice is not heard. Yeah. They're never equal.
While exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy, the superior energy forgets his real spiritual mind and intelligence. This forgetfulness is due to the influence of the matter upon the living entity. But when the living entity becomes free from the influence of the illusionary material energy, he attains the false.
Why is going again? Why your voice is not heard properly?
No, Mataji, there was a call coming.
Okay, read.
The false ego, under the influence of material illusion, thinks, I am matter and material acquisitions are mine. His actual position is realized when he is liberated from all material ideas, including the conception of this becoming one in all respects with God. Therefore, one may conclude that Gita confirms the living entity to be only one of the multi energies of Krishna. And when this energy is freed from the material contamination, it becomes fully Krishna consciousness or liberated.
So if we identify ourselves with this body related things, then we are in illusion. Krishna says this is a material illusion, the false ego under the influence of material energy. Things, oh, I am matter, these things are mine. So in this way, I and mine, mama iti ajnanam. Now, etadyonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham krishnasya jagatah prabhavah prayastatha. Etadyonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham krishnasya jagatah prabhavah prayastatha. Etad yonini bhutani. These are two natures now. Inferior, superior. Inferior is aparashakti, that is matter. Superior is parashakti. So these are the two natures. Krishna says. Etad yonini bhutani. All created beings have their source in these two natures. Upadharaya. You should know this. Aham krishnasya jagatah. So now Krishna says, of all that is material, all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain, I am both the origin and the dissolution. Aham krishnasya prabhava. Prabhava means manifestation. The whole world is manifested because of me. Pralayas tatha, even the pralaya, the annihilation, the destruction also happens because of me. Krishna says all the created beings have their source in these two natures, Parashakti, Aparashakti. And whatever is material, whatever is spiritual, Krishna says everything. The origin is me. Krishna says, I am the origin. And I am the cause of delusion also. Okay, Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna. Etadhonini bhutani sarvani tyupadadharaya aham krutas
Krishnasya.
Krishnasya aham
You don't have to
krutas
say T in that. The T is silent. Aham Krishnasya.
aham krishnasya jagatah prabhava pralaya statha
Pralayas tatha. Pralayas tatha.
statha. All created beings have their source in these two natures of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. Dissolution. Purpose. Everything that exists is a product of matter and spirit. Spirit is the basic field of creation and matter is created by spirit. Spirit is not created at a certain stage of material development. Rather, this material body is manifested only on the basis of spiritual energy. This material body is developed because spirit is present within matter. A child grows gradually to boyhood and then to manhood, because that superior energy, spirit soul is present. Similarly, the entire cosmic manifestation of the giant universe is developed because of the presence of the super soul Vishnu. Therefore, spirit and matter, which combine to manifest this giganet. It's a giganet or giganet, Mataji? Gynet. Sorry. Gynet universal form are originally two energies of the Lord, and consequently, the Lord is the original cause of everything, a fragmental part and the parcel of the Lord, namely the living entity, may be the cause of big skyscraper, a big factory, or even a big city, but he cannot be the cause of a big universe. The cause of big universe is a big soul or the super soul, and Krishna, the supreme, is the cause of both the big and small souls. Therefore, he is the original cause of all causes. This is confirmed in the Katha Upanishad 2.230. Nityo Nityanam Chetanam Namam. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. I am eternal among all eternals. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. I am conscious of all consciousness. Okay, next. Mattaha parataram nanya kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre mandana iva. Mattaha parataram nanya. Mattaha parataram nanya. Kinchidasti dhananjaya. There is no superior beyond me, Krishna says. There is no truth superior to me. I am the ultimate truth, Krishna says. There is no truth beyond me. Mattaha parataram nanya. Kinchidasti dhananjaya. There is no truth beyond me. And then Krishna says, Mai sarvam idam protam sutre mani galani. Everything rests on me. Why we are not able to see Krishna? How we are going to see Krishna? By seeing the perfect arrangement happening everywhere. Like there is the pearl necklace. How you can see the thread? The unseen thread can be seen by seeing the perfect arrangement of the thread. By seeing the perfect arrangement of the pearls. So the unseen thread is seen. In the same way, the unseen Lord is seen by the perfect arrangement of the nature. You see, everything is happening in time, like morning, the sun rises, sun sets, earth is revolving. So everything is happening. How it is happening? Earth is not jumping to another's orbit, or another planet is not coming to this orbit. Everything is moving around in a perfect way. By seeing this arrangement, one can understand there is a superior truth beyond all these perfect arrangements. Even if there is a dissolution, if there is some catastrophe, even then also you can understand, oh, this destruction is also hand of Krishna. Tsunami, yes, it's also hand of Krishna. So it is not so easy to have even destruction also. So all these things, Krishna says, Mattaha parataram nanyat. Understand, I am the ultimate truth, Krishna says. Okay. Anuj Kamkar Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Matta paratam, mattam paratam, parataram,
Mattaha parataram.
mattaha,
Mattaha parataram.
mattaha paratam nanya, kinchita asti dhyananjaya, dhananjaya, mai sarvam idam protam, sutre mani jnanam gana iva.
Gana iva.
Gana iva. Translation. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me, as pearls are strung on a thread. Translation. Purport. There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, and this is confirmed in every step. Is this verse in particular, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person, that the personality of Godhead is the supreme. Absolute truth is also the affirmation of the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. That is the supreme absolute truth personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, who is the uh, primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the absolute truth is the supreme person, that cause of all causes. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of the Vedic version given in the uh, Shvet, Shvetas,
Shweta Shatar Upanishad.
the Tato Yad Uttara Taram Tada Arupam Ananyam Ya Itada Vidura Amrutasya Te Bhavanti Athetare Dukham Ivapiyanti. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is the transcendence, who has no material form and is free from all material contamination. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental. But those who don't know him suffer miseries of this material world. The impersonalist puts more stress on the word arupam, but the arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge as described in Brahma Samhita, quoted above. Other verses in Shweta, what is it?
Shvetashvatara Upanishad.
Shvetashara Upanishad substance, substantiate this as follow. What is it? Can you?
Okay. Vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasah parastat tameva viditvati mrityumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanaya yasmat param na param asti kinchit yasmananiyo no jyayosti kinchit vrikshaiva stabdo divi tishtate kas tenedam purnam purushena sarvam. Very beautiful verse this is. Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. Read the meaning.
Uh, I I know that supreme personality of Godhead who is transcendental to all material conception of darkness. Only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of the supreme person. There is no truth superior to that supreme person because he is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest and he is greater than greatest. He is situated as a silent tree and he illumines the transcendental sky and as a tree spread its roots. He spread his extensive energies. From these verses, one concludes that the supreme absolute truth is the supreme personality of Godhead, who is all pervading by his multi energies, both material and spiritual.
Okay. Next. रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दके पौरुषं नृषु. Now to see Krishna in everything. Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Mattaha Partaram Nanya. So all these words you have to take. Mattaha. There is nothing beyond this. There is no truth beyond me, Krishna says. So Krishna says, when you are drinking a liquid, so the taste in the liquid, Krishna says, I am me. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, they taste in liquor? Prabhupada said, Krishna. So while drinking liquor, if somebody remembers Krishna, he'll become Krishna conscious. But while chanting Krishna's name, somebody drinks liquor, whatever devotion also he has got, it also will go away. So, rasa hamapsuhu kaunteya. In every rasa hamapsu kaunteya. In every rasa, I am the taste, Krishna says, I am the rasa in every water. Hamapsu. Apsu means water. Apsu also means liquid also. I am the taste in water. That is why water quenches the thirst. When you are thirsty, howsoever you drink any juice, but you want water. Without water, that quenching of the thirst doesn't happen. You may drink anything. You can drink a sugarcane juice, whatever, but you'll ache for that water. Why? The taste in that water is Krishna. Then Krishna says, Prabha asmihi Shashi Suryaho. I am the light in Shashi, that is moon and sun. Pranavaha Om Sarvavedeshu. I am the three-letter A, U, Am. Internal, marginal, and external potency. A, U, Am. And then Krishna says, in all the Vedas, I am the Om. Shabdaha Khe Paurusham Nushu. So I am the sound in ether. And then Paurusham Nushu, I am the ability in men. If somebody has some talent, understand that talent is Krishna. Don't become envious. The talent is Krishna. So one who can see this is never envious of anyone. Sometimes we don't like to see others' talent. We don't like to see others' progress. We should understand somebody has an ability to sing, ability to cook, ability to dance. Immediately understand that person is not dancing. Actually, that ability is given by Krishna. That ability is Krishna. Somebody is expert dancer. Immediately don't scratch your head why this dance has not come to me. Krishna doesn't want to give it to you. Krishna wants to give it to someone else. But Krishna has given everyone some ability. We don't identify our ability. There is a problem. We always see others' ability. Ability is Krishna. Everyone has got, because everybody is art of Krishna. Every body is an art of Krishna. And every person has got an ability. Now the birds, they can see from far. When they are flying, they are able to see an insect. They immediately come and pick up. So ability to see from far, ability to hear the sound. The dogs can hear the sound. Now just see, for every body, there is an ability, and that ability is Krishna. We have to understand it very nicely. In the same way, the sound, the ether, there is a vacuum in the ether. The sound travels. I'm able to hear. That means that sound there is an ether within me. How the body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. So that is why we are able to hear. Om. We chant Om. And Om is Krishna. Immediately after hearing Om, don't say, oh, this is impersonal. We don't have to talk that. Krishna says, I am that Om. Somebody is chanting Om, respect. You know the bifurcation of Om. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is Om itself. But somebody is chanting Om, respect. Because Om is Pranava Mantra. Krishna says, I am that Om. But people, they mistake. They think Om is for Lord Shiva. Om is Krishna. Okay. And then Krishna says, I'm tasting water. Okay, Goloka read.
Hare Krishna. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo pranava sarva vedeshu shabdake parusham rishu. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Purport. This verse explains how the Lord is all pervasive by his diverse material and spiritual energies. The Supreme Lord can be preliminarily perceived by his different energies, and in this way, he is realized impersonally. As the demigod in the sun is a person and is perceived by his all pervading energy, the sunshine, so the Lord, although in his eternal abode, is perceived by his all pervading diffusive energies. The taste of water is the active principle of water. No one likes to drink sea water because the pure taste of water is mixed with salt. Attraction for water depends on the purity of the taste, and this pure taste is one of the energies of the Lord. The impersonalist perceives the presence of the Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist also glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench man's thirst. That is the way of perceiving the Supreme. Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. One who knows God knows that the impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything and that there is no contradiction. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Bheda and Bheda Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference. The light of the sun and the moon is also originally emanating from the Brahma Jyoti, which is the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. And Pranava, or the Omkara, transcendental sound in the beginning of every Vedic hymn, addresses the Supreme Lord. Because the impersonalists are very much afraid of addressing the Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names, they prefer to vibrate the transcendental sound Omkara. but they do not realize that Omkara is the sound representation of Krishna. The jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness extends everywhere, and one who knows Krishna consciousness is blessed. Those who do not know Krishna are in illusion, and so knowledge of Krishna is liberation, and ignorance of him is bondage. Very well.
पुण्यो गंध पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु पुण्यो गंध पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु पुण्यो गंध पृथिव्यां च. In this Prithvi we have Gandha. When the first rains come, you see there's a nice fragrance which comes from the mud. Krishna says, I am that fragrance, original fragrance. I am the heat and fire. Jivanam sarvabhuteshu. I am the life in all living entities. Tapaschasmi tapasvishu. I am the penance in all those who practice penance. I am that penance. I am that austerity. I am that fire. I am that original fragrance, Krishna says. I am the heat. Okay. Mayur Prabhu read.
पुण्योगंध पृथिव्यांच तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु. Meaning, I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penaces of all aesthetics. Purport. Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Everything in the material world has a certain flavor or fragrance. As the flavor and fragrance in a flower or in the earth, in water, in fire, in air, etc. The uncontaminated flavor, the original flavor which permeates everything is Krishna. Similarly, everything has a particular original taste, and this taste can be changed by the mixture of chemicals. So everything original has some smell, some fragrance, and some taste. Vibhavashu means fire. Without fire, we cannot run factories, we cannot cook, etc. And that fire is Krishna. The heat in the fire is Krishna. According to Vedic medicine, indigestion is due to low temperature in the belly. So even for indigestion, fire is needed. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle, all chemicals, and all material elements are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is also due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere. Hare Krishna.
Okay, next. बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां. I am the original seed, Krishna says. If you ask the mango, from where did you come? The mango will say, I came from the tree. The tree came from the seed. The seed came from the mango. Mango came from the seed. Tree came from the seed. But what is the original seed? Krishna says, I am the original seed of all existence. Then, I am the intelligence of all intelligent. Somebody is very intelligent. Buddhir buddhimatamasmi. From where that intelligence came, Krishna says, I am that intelligence. Somebody is very powerful. Krishna says, I am the prowess. I am the prowess of all the powerful men. So that is why sometimes we ask children, how many marks your friend has got? He got good percentage, immediately there's a comparison. But Krishna has given intelligence to someone. Appreciate. Somebody has got a lot of power. Appreciate. Krishna says, I am that intelligence. I am that power. Now, again, somebody has got material marks. Then Krishna says, even I am that material energy. Material intelligence also is Krishna, but real intelligence lies in identifying oneself with Krishna, one's position with Krishna. That is actual intelligence. Now, when Krishna says, I am that intelligence, which type of intelligence Krishna speaks about this? Even in the material life, to get even good marks also requires material intelligence. You cannot separate the material intelligence from Krishna. So that is again according to his karmas, but again bestowed by Krishna. When Krishna says, I am that intelligence, Krishna is speaking about the spiritual intelligence. Now, what is the spiritual intelligence? If somebody is able to identify, I am not the body, I am soul, I am servant of Krishna, then Krishna says, I am that intelligence. Because he has got that intelligence to surrender to Krishna. If somebody is very powerful, now there are two types of power. Now, there were people, there were rulers who were very cruel. Even they have the power. There is a terrorist. He also has the power. Will you say, oh, this power is Krishna? Will you say that? Will Krishna identify with a wrong thing? No. And that power which a terrorist or some terrorist type of rulers were you employing, again, that is his karma. We should understand very nicely. When the power has been spoken, the power of speech, this power to speak about Krishna, the power to speak something nonsense, that also requires power. Now, material power is their own karma. Spiritual power, spiritual intelligence is Krishna's mercy. We should understand it very nicely, where Krishna identifies. Why Krishna has to identify with a person who is having the power to go to a prostitute. That also requires power only. Will Krishna say, oh, I am the power? So we should understand it very nicely, where Krishna is identifying himself. When the thing is leading to Krishna, the surrenders to Krishna, there it is Krishna's mercy. Even that material power is also bestowed by Krishna, but it is according to his own karmas, and the reactions also will be faced by him. That cannot be called as a mercy of Krishna. You can call it, if you can identify it properly, yes, it is mercy of Krishna, so that he will be punished. That punishment is also mercy of Krishna. If a person does a wrong thing, what is he going to get? He's going to get wrong reactions. So naturally, that is also mercy of Krishna. So we should know how to, somebody asks you this question, oh, Krishna is intelligence of all intelligent, prowess of all the powerful person. That means terrorist power is also given by Krishna. And yeah, everything is given by Krishna. Where is he employing? That defines whether this power is considered as a mercy or it is one's own karmic reaction. Okay? Okay. Pushpa Mataji, read.
Mataji, I have a question.
Wait. First, let the subject get over. Keep the questions on the hold.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejasvinam aham. O son of Pratha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Bijam means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living entities, movable and inert, Birds, beasts, men, and many other living creatures are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, are inert. They cannot move but only stand. Every entity is contained within the scope of 84 lakh species of life. Some of them are moving, some of them are inert. In all cases, however, the seed of their life is Krishna. As stated in Vedic literature, Brahman, or the supreme absolute truth, is that from which everything is emanating. Krishna is Parabrahman, the supreme spirit. Brahman is impersonal and Parabrahman is personal. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect that is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, originally, Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root. As the root of a tree maintains the whole tree, Krishna, being the original root of all things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. This is also confirmed in the Vedic literature, Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. He is the
Vidadhati kaman. Vidadhati kaman.
Vidadhati kaman. He is the prime eternal among all eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all entities. And he alone is maintaining all life. One cannot do without intelligence. And Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarchitam dharma vidho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabham. Balam balavata chaham kamaraga vivarchitam dharma vidho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabham. Now the answer will come soon. Now which strength Krishna is speaking? Now the answer is here. Just now I told there are two types of strength. One is employed in a wrong way, one is employed in a right way. Now Krishna says, Balam Balavatam, I am the strength of the strong, but that should be devoid of passion and desire. Now there is Aurangzeb, there is Shivaji, whose strength can be compared to Lord's mercy. It is Shivaji Maharaj. Because Aurangzeb, he mistreated his father only. He used his strength in arresting father, in giving trouble to people, in breaking the temples. So many temples were broken by the Mughals. Mughal Empire, they destroyed the temples, especially Aurangzeb. Now, Krishna says, I am not that strength, because that is having passion and desire. Devoid of passion and strength and desire. And then, I am sex life. Now, man and a woman, when they get married, they beget children. So there is a sex life. But then Krishna says, which is not contrary to the religious principles. What is the religious principles? Are based on four. That is compassion, truthfulness, then purity, austerity. So that sex life which is having purity. What is that purity? To beget Krishna conscious children. Then Krishna says, I am that sex life. Because even the Swamijis, they are born from the womb of mother. When you say in the womb of mother, that means there was a sex life. But that sex life is Krishna, Krishna says, because the child which is born is Krishna conscious. So that is why it should not be contrary to religious principles. Nowadays, the trend is you get married and beget children after 5-6 years. Now, devotees are also doing like this. This is actually not, it is contrary. It is not allowed. When you have got married, you should beget child. You cannot just stay together in a wrong way. That is illicit sex. You have married, beget child. beget child. It is not that have the child and then destroy the womb. No, destroy the child in the womb. That is also not allowed. Abortions are not allowed. Using something wrong to not beget the child but enjoy the sex life, again not allowed. So all these things has to be understood. It's not that just get married and do whatever you want. One should not do that. Krishna clearly says, I am that sex life. But it should not be contrary to the religious principles. In the olden days, there were 10 children, 20 children. But they were not contrary to the religious principles. So begetting child is nothing wrong. But it should be according to whatever Vedic injunctions have told. Okay. Okay, Mohini Mataji, read. Aditya, you read.
Hare Krishna. Balam balvatam traham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Translation: I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna. Purport: the strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, sex life, according to religious principles, dharma, should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offspring Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna.
Okay, next. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasastamasaschaye matta eveti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mai. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasastamasaschaye. Pushpa Mataji, mute your phone.
Sorry.
Matta eveti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mai. Krishna says, ye chah evah satvika bhavah rajah tamasah. So whatever states of being, whether it is goodness, passion, ignorance, everything is my energy, Krishna says. Then, matta eveti tan vidhi. Everything emanates from me. All the three gunas emanates from me. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. Krishna very clearly says, I am independent. I am not teshu te mai. Na aham teshu. I am not dependent or I am not under the modes of material nature. On the contrary, they are in me. So the three modes of material nature are within Krishna. Krishna is not under the three modes of material nature. In fact, the three modes of material nature are under Krishna. So in this way, even the whole day is divided into three modes. Mornings are the sattvika. Mornings you have a lot of sattvic nature. The day you have a lot of passion. Night you automatically feel sleepy because night tamas is more. Now there is a permutation combination in every person because of which they have their own activities. Every individual has their activities according to the modes what he has acquired. But these modes, they belong to Krishna. How to act upon people that is decided by their karmas. Somebody's satoguna is more. Somebody's rajas is more. Somebody's tamas is more. But these three gunas come from Lord. How they are acting like puppets. You know the puppet show? The man holds a string and the puppet dances. Sometimes this puppet dances, sometimes that puppet dances, but it is held in the hands, in the fingers of that puppet showmaker. In the same way, these three modes of material nature are in the hands of Krishna. And then how that modes makes a person dance. Sometimes it's very good, sometimes very passionate, sometimes he's very tamasic. So what are the lakshanas? Anyhow, it is going to come. Satoguna is always peaceful. Rajas, they are more passionate. Tamasic, they get very angry very fast. They are frustrated. Why? Because of the three modes, whatever we have acquired from our previous life. Anna, the food also varies. And here we are going to come with that, all the chapters. Okay. Shilpa, will you read? Shilpa. Aditya, read.
Mataji, Shilpa Patange.
Yeah, whoever Shilpa they joined, read. What I know, Patange or read. Read. Fast,
Yes,
fast.
Mataji.
You're
Mataji,
wasting time.
sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
Aditya, read. Aditya, read.
Hare Krishna. ये चैव सात्विका भावा राजसास्तमशाश्च ये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि. Translation. Know that all state of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Purport. All material activities in the world are being conducted under the three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanation from the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is not subject to them. For instance, under the state laws, one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subject to that law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are emanation from the Supreme Lord Krishna, but Krishna is not subject to material nature. Therefore, he is nirguna, which means that these gunas or modes, although issuing from him, do not affect him. That is one of the special characteristics of Bhagwan or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
So we'll stop here. Any questions? As Moini Mataji had a question. Unmute yourself.
Yes, Mataji, I have a question. Last time you said Krishna in everywhere, in bad and good and everything, right? But now you say it's different.
Krishna is in everything.
Oh.
You cannot stop Krishna entering in anything. Krishna is there in the cigarette also. In the Jada Brahman also Krishna is there.
Yes.
But then in bad also Krishna is there.
Yes.
In good also Krishna is there. Krishna is present in everything and watching. Krishna is just watching. If a bad person is there, Krishna is not there in that person. Krishna is present as Paramatma. He doesn't desire Krishna. That is his problem. So Krishna makes him revolve in this birth and death cycle.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Anyone else?
How the jiva become different from Krishna, means how he is separated
He is
by
separated at the same time. He is the part and parcel. He is eternally separated. You cannot stick with Krishna. Then only you can serve him. Na? There is individual identity for Krishna also, individual identity for soul also. So then that individuality is there. That is why service is there. If you become one, then you become God. You can become gods, not God. Apostrophe is.
no, how
So
he
that is why
become far,
separated part and parcel. You want
how
to
he
ask how? Why he forgot Krishna consciousness? That is your question, right?
Yes,
He
yes.
forgot Krishna consciousness just because he has the tendency of ownership, the tendency of controlling. Like mother and father are growing their children. Why the children go out of their houses? They can be with their mother and father. Will father and mother stop feeding them? No. I also want to be secluded. I want an independent house. I don't want to be with the father and mother. Same, this tendency has come right from the dawn of creation. Why I should be with Krishna? Why only he is the controller? Why only he is the owner? I am also the owner. It's my house. I'll do whatever I want. Tendency to have independence, but we are minutely independent, not fully independent. Krishna allows. Use your independence, suffer. Then remember, come back to me. To remind us, Krishna sends the powerful representatives like Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Because he cannot see us suffering. The living entity wants to suffer. But Krishna's representatives, they don't want the people to suffer. Just imagine if Krishna consciousness is not there in our life, what will happen? We will just be rotting in this world. This Krishna consciousness is saving us. At least for 1 hour you sit and chant. It was 2 hours you're sitting and chanting. So Krishna consciousness is saving the world, is allowing a person to understand at least, oh, I am not the body, I am soul. To some extent, even though one may not be so self-realized, at least some extent. Why should chant the holy name? One may not be so self-realized. Self-realization is, let anything happen, I am not the body, and so let anybody say anything. One is least bothered. One is bothering because he identifies himself with the matter. That's the problem. So somebody asks, what is the problem in life? The problem in life is one is not self-realized. That's the problem in life. There's no other problem in the life. And this is the only problem. Okay. Any more questions?
So how from higher planet he comes to this lower planet? Means his eternal nature, his nature is eternal, means he is
He is
situated in
eternal
higher planet. But
consciousness. His consciousness is not in the eternity. So when the consciousness is in the matter, Krishna immediately allows that consciousness to manipulate the matter. So the consciousness is manipulating the matter that we saw in the 2nd chapter. The qua soul, how the consciousness manipulates the matter. And in this way goes on till one purifies his consciousness. Once one purifies his consciousness, he may be in this material world, but still he is always spiritual. Okay. So we stop here. Vaishnavi